Sophia, a young girl with a big heart, sat quietly at the dinner table, her usual spark dimmed. Tonight, her favorite meal wasn't served, and the disappointment weighed heavily on her. As she pushed her food around her plate, she wondered why things couldn't always go her way. As Sophia sat there quietly, her younger brother Alex was animatedly recounting his day at school. Their parents were completely engrossed in his stories, their laughter filling the room. Sophia felt a pang of jealousy, wondering why she always seemed to be in the background. The weekend finally arrived, and Sophia had been looking forward to a family outing. But when dark clouds rolled in and rain poured down, the outing was cancelled. Frustrated, Sophia retreated to her room, staring out at the rain with a heavy heart, feeling as if the universe was conspiring against her. Sophia's grandmother, a woman whose smile could light up a room, noticed how her granddaughter's mood seemed to cast a shadow over the entire house. She had seen this before in her own children, and knew that a simple change in perspective could make all the difference. That evening, as the rain continued to fall, Sophia's grandmother sat down beside her and said, "My dear, happiness isn't about everything going your way. It's about finding joy in what you have, even when things don't go as planned." The next day, inspired by her grandmother's words, Sophia decided to approach things differently. Even though her favorite dish wasn't on the menu, she offered to help her mother in the kitchen, determined to make the best of the situation. As they worked together, Sophia found herself enjoying the time with her mother. They laughed, shared stories, and the kitchen was soon filled with the sounds of clinking dishes and warm laughter. Sophia realized that this was a moment of happiness she would have missed if she had stayed upset. That evening, instead of sulking, Sophia joined Alex in sharing stories about her day. She noticed how much her parents enjoyed hearing her talk, and how their smiles brightened the room. For the first time, Sophia felt truly included and appreciated. When the weekend came and the rain threatened to spoil their plans again, Sophia surprised everyone by suggesting they have a cozy movie night instead. The family loved the idea, and soon they were all snuggled up with blankets, ready to enjoy a film together. As they watched the movie, Sophia felt a deep sense of contentment. She realized that happiness wasn't about everything being perfect, but about making the most of every moment, no matter the circumstances. Over the next few weeks, Sophia continued to practice finding joy in the little things. Whether it was helping with chores, playing games with her siblings, or simply enjoying a quiet moment, she made a conscious effort to choose happiness every day. Her grandmother's words became a mantra: "Happiness is a choice, Sophia." Every day you decide how you want to feel. Sophia began to see the truth in these words as her life gradually filled with more joy and peace. One afternoon, when her mother's cake didn't turn out as planned, instead of getting upset, Sophia laughed and suggested they turn it into a fun dessert experiment. Her mother, relieved and amused, joined in, and together they created a delicious new treat. The change in Sophia's attitude didn't go unnoticed. The entire house felt lighter and more joyful. Her parents, who had been worried about her sulking, were now constantly amazed by her positive energy. Even her father, who usually came home tired after long days at work, began to look forward to the cheerful atmosphere that now filled their home. He found himself smiling more, enjoying the newfound peace and happiness that Sophia had brought into their lives. One evening, as the family sat down to dinner, Sophia's grandmother raised her glass and said, "To Sophia, who has taught us all that happiness truly is a choice." Everyone smiled and toasted to Sophia, who beamed with pride. As Sophia went to bed that night, she realized how much she had changed. She had learned that happiness wasn't about having everything go perfectly, but about finding the good in every moment. And with that, she drifted off to sleep, a content smile on her face, knowing that she had made a difference. Now we will learn and understand vocabulary comprehension from. Try to be happy in every situation. Lesson outline. Vocabulary lesson. Comprehension. And interpretation. In today's story, we'll come across some new and interesting words. Let's learn these words together. You'll understand them easily. Disappointment. a feeling of sadness or dissatisfaction when things don't go as expected. Engrossed. Completely focused or absorbed in something, giving it full attention. Frustration. A feeling of anger or annoyance when something doesn't go as planned. Contentment. A state of happiness and satisfaction with what one has. Perspective. A particular way of seeing or understanding something, a viewpoint. Great. Now that we know these words, let's think about the story a little deeper. After you watch it, here are some questions to consider. These will help you understand the story better. What was the main reason Sophia often felt upset at home, and how did her attitude change by the end of the story? Sophia often felt upset because small things, like not getting her favorite meal or cancelled plans, didn't go her way. She felt neglected and disappointed. However, by the end of the story, Sophia learned to find happiness in every situation, realizing that her attitude affected not just her own mood but her family's as well. Her shift in perspective led her to appreciate the little moments and choose happiness, making her home a more joyful place. How did Sophia's grandmother influence her perspective on happiness, and what lesson did Sophia learn? Sophia's grandmother influenced her by sharing the wisdom that happiness isn't about everything going perfectly, but about finding joy in what you have. She encouraged Sophia to look at situations from a different perspective and focus on the positives. Sophia learned that happiness is a choice, and that by choosing to see the good in every moment, she could create a more joyful and peaceful environment for herself and her family. In what ways did Sophia's change in attitude impact her family, and what does this suggest about the power of positivity? Sophia's change in attitude brought more joy and lightness into her home. Her positivity influenced her family, making her parents smile more, her brother feel more connected, and her father look forward to coming home. This suggests that positivity is contagious. When one person in a family or group chooses to be happy and see the good in situations, it can uplift and improve the overall atmosphere for everyone. Great job today. I hope you enjoyed learning with Try to Be Happy in every situation. Keep practicing your vocabulary and comprehension skills, and you'll see amazing progress. See you in the next lesson.